Now on First at 5.
It's not fair what he's doing. It's just not fair.
Dozens told they can no longer call this trailer park home.
25 people indicted in a drug trafficking operation, and many of them come from our area.
A nursing home sued after prematurely reporting a resident's death at the start of the pandemic.
A lot of rain crossing to the north of us, and it's only going to get messier throughout the remainder of the week.
Live from WDTV Studios, this is WDTV 5 News First at 5, keeping you connected.
Good evening, I'm Josh Krupp.
And I'm Hannah Tim. Thanks for joining us. 25 people from 4 states, including West Virginia, facing charges in a drug trafficking operation.
Yeah, and a lot of illegal drugs were involved in this. 5's Veronica Obey joins us live from Morgantown with more information. Veronica, good evening.
Yes, good evening, Josh. I'm standing right here in front of the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department where the press conference was held earlier this afternoon. U.S. Attorney Bill Powell made the announcement about the 25 people arrested, and out of the 25 people arrested for this drug trafficking operation, 7 are from Morgantown alone, with a total of over 10 from West Virginia and many in our region. The investigation has been ongoing for the past 2 years, and this drug trafficking ring stretched all the way from Los Angeles to here in West Virginia. To be specific, the other states involved most recently include California and Texas. Powell stated that the crimes are alleged to have occurred mostly in Morgantown and some even near protected grounds like WVU. The FBI Pittsburgh special agent in charge stated that this was nothing to take lightly in our community.
These individuals sold drugs for profit without any regard for the devastation caused in our local community and to its families. Instead, these suspects preyed on our community, acting like salesmen, selling just about every illegal drug imaginable.
Yes, and I spoke with U.S. Attorney Bill Powell after the press conference and asked him why West Virginia is a state of interest in this operation, and I'll have that answer for you coming up at 6. In Morgantown, Veronica Obey, 5 News.
Veronica, thank you. A federal operation in southern West Virginia targeting violent gang crime resulted in nearly 100 arrests. U.S. Attorney Mike Stewart says authorities arrested 98 people, including 5 accused gang members during the 30-day operation. 3 of those arrested are accused of murder, and 3 children abducted in a custody dispute were recovered. The family of a person who died earlier this year from COVID-19 is suing the Sundale nursing home where he was staying.
Leonard Wolf from Preston County died from COVID-19 on April 3rd. A week before that, officials at Sundale Nursing Home reported his death, but he was alive. At the time, it would have been the state's first coronavirus-related death. It came as the outbreak at Sundale escalated to more than 50 cases and included 5 deaths.
According to the complaint filed in Mon County Circuit Court, the family has suffered emotional trauma and distress, leading some family members to give medical attention. The suit says Sundale failed to ensure information related to his medical care was protected. Nursing home representatives didn't return our request for comments. West Virginia reported the second most new coronavirus cases in one day today with 483. Today's positivity rate is at 3.5%. The state has reported nearly 7,000 cases just this month. Active cases today dropped by more than 600 from yesterday. The state also added 8 new deaths, including a 79-year-old man from Upshur County. Hospitalizations rose for the 5th straight day to another new pandemic high. Several employees tested positive for the coronavirus at the Upshur County Schools Transportation Department. They told us just moments ago that number now stands at 10.
5's Jasmine Aduse is in Buchanan with the story.
Officials tell us a testing site had taken place Sunday afternoon after the health department notified school officials of positive cases within the transportation department. Of the 55 transportation employees who were tested, 27 were instructed to quarantine.
If a public health agency calls you and asks you to quarantine for a period of time, we're just asking everybody to honor that quarantine. There's a reason those folks have been asked to stay home, and that's just a simple thing that all of us can do to help stop the spread.
The Director of Safety and Preparedness, Dr. JEFFERY, says transportation employees work closely together.
especially whenever we, of course, I mean, they're kind of their own department. So they're the team, all the bus drivers and whatnot. So they interact quite a bit whenever we're under a normal schedule.
Harvey says contact tracing is in place to slow the spread.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we are trying to support that effort as best we can with the health department. And in a lot of ways, because they're the experts in this, so they have the right questions to ask, and they've got the backgrounds and the knowledge to be able to say, person X is high risk or low risk or whatever that is.
The director tells us that there will be a board meeting tonight to discuss whether students can return to the classroom. In Buchanan, I'm Jasmine Aduse, 5 News.
And now, First Alert Weather with Colleen Campbell.
Another dull and dreary day here, and since Saturday, our temperatures have been on downward slope. Today, they are close to seasonable. Yesterday as well, but boy, on the 25th, we were pretty cold on Sunday. Damp feel, and unfortunately, that damp feel is not going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to have a very wet week ahead, and that's because we are keeping our eye to the tropics. We have one ugly storm system I'll show you in a minute. For now, let's look at those temperatures. A sharp line here showing colder air mass, but that cold air mass will not be making its way to the region, even though it has been feeling a little bit dreary the last couple of days. You would think that would be on the way to us, but actually it's going to be the opposite. Our temperatures are going to stay pretty much the same, and if anything, they will start to warm up the next couple of days, and I'll tell you why. That's because we have all this tropical moisture that will start to build in. But look at this. They do have a little bit of sleet. You see that purple out there across the Midwest? That's sleet right now. Remember, we had snow across the north last week, so that will all be changing as it works its way into our area. We're watching the leftovers of Zeta bringing a lot of rain towards the end of the week.
Residents in a Harrison County trailer park are reeling after they were told they would have to move by the end of the year.
RJ Buchanan spoke with residents about their uncertain futures.
Good evening, guys. Residents say they are in shock tonight after learning their home here at Willow Beach Trailer Park will be shutting down for good. In September, residents were surprised with this letter notifying them that their leases were terminated. This is because the Department of Environmental Protection issued a notice of violation against the management company, saying the sewage treatment plant on the property did not meet requirements and would need expensive upgrades. But the sudden announcement has left residents scrambling to find a new home.
It's not fair what he's doing. It's just not fair.
Owner of the property, Dennis Pritz, says there's no plan for what to do with the property after everyone has moved out. In Clarksburg, Joe Buchanan, 5 News.
A grand jury indicted a man accused of shooting an Elkins police officer earlier this year.
Police charged 46-year-old Jerry Lee Eisner with malicious assault and attempted murder in March. They say they were responding to a call of a man carrying a rifle in an alley. Police told us they tried to tase him, and that's when he allegedly shot Officer Daniel Sayer in the arm and leg. He was the only one shot and was released from the hospital.
A night of unrest after police shoot and kill a black man in the streets. Why they say they had no choice.
And dozens of missing children rescued in a human trafficking operation. But that was just a fraction of the amount of victims saved.
People still out and about under the cloudy skies in Morgantown today. Colleen Campbell is ahead with our first alert forecast on First at 5, where we are always keeping you connected.